reps in the game?
It's great. Brandin played his tail off, made a lot of winning plays, but just getting in on the road, getting our guys rest, our veterans rest, it's huge just to give them a spell. But at the end of the day, coach is always. Well, Moses told me that coach always is kind of random when you can get called upon, and so we kind of found out this morning, and you just always got to stay ready.
What are you learning about playing kind of as the dive man with Chris and also kind of with Steph at times?
Chris is like a pilot. Like he'll be calling a play, already calling for the ball screen when he's still at half court, and so he makes the game really easy. Just being able to dive and make plays off of him. It's great. And then playing with Steph, having two go to the ball, and then being open in the short roll and being able to make a play out of that, they make the game and your life a lot easier.
What would you say is kind of, rookies always talk about, like, pretty much every game can be like a lesson. Is there something you, like, take from tonight?
I think the biggest thing that I took away from tonight is just always being ready. This morning, some of the rookies and other guys we played, and so and then we kind of found out when we got here that we were playing that two guys couldn't go tonight, so it's always next man up, and that's a mentality that we got to have, and I think me and B did a great job of that.
It seemed as if your aggression on offense kind of increased as the game went on. Did that kind of just like parallel you settling into the game and getting more confident?
Absolutely. I always try to let the game come to me, and that's what I did. CP got me on that first roll, and then just building confidence. And when he's passing you the ball, that instills a lot of confidence in you and to make plays. And as the game went on, just trying to see the flow, attacking when you're supposed to attack and pass it out to open shooters when you're supposed to do that.
It's one thing to watch Steph from afar, but being on the court these last few games, just the start he's at, and also just the night at time.
It's crazy. I mean, watching it on TV, like. It's still incredible, but you get a firsthand seeing it live in the preseason, and then now what he's doing is he's on fire, and just watching it every time he shoots the ball, I'm up just already thinking that the ball's going in. So credit to him because he's playing at another level. So
you kind of have that second jump dunk off the glass. Is that a skill you feel like you do have that kind of second jump ability?
Absolutely. That's something that I've always had. Second jump off the ground. I've always had a quick second jump, and I think it's just kind of instinct. I kind of knew I kind of threw it up there, so just being ready when the ball went in the air.
So I mean, was that kind of? I was going to ask that.
That wasn't purposely. It was kind of just. I kind of threw it, but at the same time, I was like, is it going to have a chance? And then at the end of the day, just being an athlete, just going up and getting it.
You mentioned how much confidence Chris Paul gives you on the court when you're working with him. What's it been like working with him behind the scenes or off the court?
He's one of the most vocal guys that I've been around ever. Just the way that he talks and he treats everyone. He's always talking, always being a nice spirit, but at the same time, he'll tell you when you're wrong, and that also helps a lot. And so just being able to play with him and just him helping me navigate my way so far through my rookie season, he's been a big help in my success.
I don't know if I heard this right, but it sounded like the whole bench cheered when you secured the double-double.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a team full of gut veterans that won championships and everything. It's just like your fourth game ever, and they do that. What is that? Did you notice how you feel about that?
Well, I had a nickname, so I had a nickname on the team. And so whenever I got my first double-double, the nickname subsided, and I got called Trayce. And so my nickname before was Baby T. And so they said once you get your first double-double, they thought it was going to be a little bit later, but I got it kind of early, so back to Trayce. So that's good. No, BP is just BP.
Did they yell out Trayce?
Yeah, that's why Draymond came up. He said, "Baby T who?"
There is bad news.
Technically, they have you down for 9 on the official final, and that's give me something.
You got me?
We're gonna look at the video.
Say that. God, thank you. Appreciate it.
Anything else?
I assume that is the.
Oh, we're starting? Good? All right, bet. Yes, sir.
I assume that's the fall for your first match?
Yeah, it is.
Is this, is that a cool moment?
I'm just happy we won, honestly. Just glad I was able to, get some minutes finally and contribute to winning. Plus 15 in the box score, so Just really out there trying to do as much as I can to help the team win.
When did you learn you were going to do that rotation?
About 15 minutes before the game. Yeah, once I found out Clay was out, they told me play about 15 minutes. So.
Nerves at all?
Nah, never. The only time I had nerves was when we played LA for the first time during preseason, because that was my first time being out there. But every time I step out there, I feel more and more comfortable.
Were you sad to learn that Trayce's baby teeth and is going to stick for this night?
I mean, I know he's been working for it. He had a double-double in preseason, but Clay said it didn't count, and now he has one now. So, we'll see where it takes him, but super proud of him. He did his thing, both scoring the ball and rebounding.
Do you ever have a nickname? Do you have a nickname?
BP, that's it.
That sticks.
Yeah, that's 6.
What's it like? You were out there plenty tonight with Chris, and even in time with Chris and stuff. What's that like for you?
It's way easier than college. So much more space. It's nice finally playing with people that have similar IQs to yourself and know how to play the game of basketball and create easy shots for your teammates and themselves. And just being out there with those guys and like I said, just playing my role and contribute to winning to make their jobs easier. That's what I'm here for.
If you had to critique your performance tonight in any ways, how would you judge yourself?
Make my shots. 2 for 5. Missed a floater, so I usually make. Shot a 3 that I should have made. But other than that, I think I fouled 4 times, which I've never done that, I don't think, ever in my life. And the 2 turnovers, of course, at the end of the game.
How much film do you watch? Like after this game, you got your first NBA minutes, it's on film now. How do you dissect that, in days leading up to that?
Yeah, our coaches do a great job of, sending us a link to just our minutes personally. But then I'll watch my minutes and the team's the whole game and look what I could have done better. Obviously, it's a small sample size of just 1 game, so you don't look too much into it. But I'll for sure look back, and there's definitely stuff I can improve on for sure. But yeah, I'm glad we won.
What do you think of Podziemski?
BP's playing great. I don't think there's no other way to, but just to put him in the fire. He came in, gave us great minutes, rebound for us. He was distributing a little bit. So, he's just trying to be himself within the offense. And I think that's the only way you can learn is, just go out there and just get thrown in the fire.
Talk a little bit about, conversations with you and, talking to him about finding a role in the league, that kind of stuff. Do you see something in him that's a little bit similar to, the way he kind of impacts games?
Everybody on this team impacts in different ways. I just try to tell him to find his stitch and also do the little things. We got guys that do the heavy loads, just come in, try to make it easy for them. Do the little things, box out, rebound, and just try to get them the ball as much as you can, run the floor, and, continue to be himself, though. Don't get away from what he does, and, he attacks and puts pressure on the defense and kicks out, so, he's making the right plays.
Ever, come to camp? Would you come to camp this year wondering, I wonder if Steph, he's 35 now, is there a chance he's even...
What, going down?
Yeah.
No. He said he's in his prime and he feels better than ever. So with Chris here, that cuts, half of what he's got to do, bringing up the ball and go and get it and get us into offense. So we got Chris, so about time fourth quarter comes late, he's got energy. He's still got energy to do what he does, and I think that's just another strength for us, to have CP come in and control and be able to handle the ball and get guys where they got to be and, let 30 just run around.
Is that working? Is Chris's fit working quicker and maybe even better than you thought?
Yeah, it's just it's Chris Paul. You can probably throw him in any team in the league and, he'll help. He does what he does. He's a leader. Like I said, he's a playmaker and gets guys organized, gets teams, talks to teams, defensive-minded. So that's one thing I like about him. And me and him just talks about defense and, and young guys follow. Moses been, in the passing lanes and whatnot, and BP and Trayce, he's just talking to all the young guys and, defensively. And on the other side, we know what to do, run out and, look for the guys we need to look for.
As a high flyer in your own right, what do you think of Trayce's dunks tonight?
Oh, he should get a lot of those throughout the year. He's right there. All you got to do is get the reward and put it back. And, we got a lob threat, so we can throw up to him and he'll go finish. But try to just make it easier for him.
issues that came through these first 4 games?
Being Wiggs, he's doing what he's doing. We're all finding our rhythm and everything with, the lineups and the units and whatever we got to do. But we're all still all finding our footings. But I feel like we all look good. Every night it's going to be a different guy, and if we do what we need to do on the defensive end, I don't think any of us care, who scores for us or how we get it done as long as we win. You guys are great.
What was it like competing against Curry?
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I didn't want to fanboy or nothing, but it was pretty cool. I was watching them warm up and everything, but those things you gotta cherish. So I did a performance like that. I wish it wasn't against us, but I caught myself just saying I'm guarding Steph Curry, so it was a kind of crazy moment. So.
Yeah, we saw it again tonight. One of the things that he does so well is just never stops moving.
Yeah.
How crazy is it to see a guy 35 on the second night of back-to-back just do that?
When I was in college, I used to watch him all the time because that's kind of how I played in college, just non-stop movement. So I used to take some of his tricks and put them in my bag. But it's different when you really play him. So.
Hey, Steve, there are 2 guys listed as questionable on injury reports. Anybody out tonight?
We'll see. They got to warm up, and I haven't heard yet.
Can you give us any insight, Coach? Welcome to New Orleans. How do you plan to use CP3 off the bench? It's a bit of an odd role for him, one he hasn't done in a very long time.
Never, actually. College, I guess, for a game or 2. But, we just kept an open mind all training camp, preseason, looked at different lineups. Draymond was out the entire camp. And so we knew we wanted to look at, the lineup with Draymond in it because he's started for the last decade. And last year's starting 5 was the highest rated 5-man unit in the league. So we just wanted to keep an open mind and look at everything and look at different combinations and communicated with Chris and the whole group the entire time. And this is where we are right now with Draymond just coming back. And we'll see where it all goes. But Chris has been unbelievably professional and effective on the floor with any combination, which is kind of, his superpower. He just makes any group better.
You guys drove 95 yesterday. What did you like defensively?
We didn't foul, so we didn't put him on the line, which was really important, and we didn't force turnovers, but so we never really were able to get out and transition ourselves much. But I liked the fact that we didn't turn it over ourselves, and we didn't foul. And if we do those 2 things, I think our skill will take over a lot of nights.
How much of that did Draymond have a direct impact in?
Which part, the turnovers or the fouls?
Just the overall improved defense.
Draymond is one of the great defenders in the game. Still, last year he was all defense, and so our defense automatically gets better when he's on the floor. The turnovers I won't bring up.
Does Kerry look better to you right now than he did when you guys?
Yeah, for sure. He's healthy. Had a whole summer working with our strength and conditioning team, and he looks great. He's frankly, I have to play him more. I got to get him out there longer because he's been one of our best players.
I don't know if it's too far in the future, but how do you strategize for the play-in tournament? Does anything change about how you prepare for that game?
Wow. We're 2-1, Shayna. Long way to go. We don't really prepare anything. I think what it's done is it's just made the season, more interesting for a big group of teams. You're trying to avoid the play-in tournament on one side, and you're trying to make it on the other. And even within it, you're trying to get home court advantage. And I think it's been great. I love. Are you talking about the in-season tournament or play-in tournament?
Sorry, in-season.
Oh, in-season. All right. Sorry, I was.
They need to come up with a new name. Everybody keeps referencing the wrong way.
The NBA Cup. The NBA. You're talking about the NBA Cup.
The in-season tournament.
In-season tournament, yeah. I thought you said play-in, so, and I started answering the play-in, but in-season tournament, we don't prepare any differently for it, but it's the first go-around with it, and I think it'll be interesting. I think it's a good idea. I think the league has been really progressive the last few years. I think when it comes, I think the players will feel it, and I think the fans will recognize that it's different, and we'll see how it goes. But I like the league, sort of saying let's give this a shot. Let's see what it does.
Did you see the court, the play?
Yeah, a lot of funky courts. In season, NBA Cup. Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't take a close look at it, but I think the league is trying to make it feel unique and different, and so I think it'll. Like I said, let's give it a whirl. Let's see how it goes.
Coach, you've dealt with Steph and Clay the last decade. Dealt with Coach Willie Green. Now he thinks he's got one of the best duos in the NBA in Zion and Bi. Coming off back-to-back night, what do you think about him? Kind of projecting those two as the next decade of great superstars.
You're talking about Zion and Brandon.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously really, really gifted duo, and I think the whole thing is Zion's health. I hope for his sake, for the league's sake, for the Pelicans fans' sake, that he stays healthy because he's such an incredible talent. And if he stays healthy, then he has a chance to really establish something, not only himself but with Brandon, with the franchise, and that'll be the key going forward.
And not to get too far ahead of you had Ingram this summer with FIBA, possibly Zion for Paris. Just what was your dealings with Ingram? How did you come out of that experience? And any conversation with Zion on playing in Paris?
I loved coaching Brandon. He was fantastic, great teammate. I think that we really missed him in the last couple games. He started in the first part of the tournament for us, and then we decided to change the rotation around, bring him off the bench, and he handled it beautifully, total pro. And then he got sick at the end, unfortunately, and missed the last couple games. So, it's an unfortunate way to finish, but I loved coaching him and the whole group, and it was an amazing experience. As far as next year, next summer, there really haven't been many conversations behind the scenes, with Grant and Sean Ford. So we'll get to that eventually, but nothing to report on that front.
Coach, a little off the court. You have an eclectic coaching staff. One in particular has a Louisiana tie, Anthony Lorraine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about his contribution to your team and kind of what he's brought to the table?
Yeah, AV is just a breath of fresh air every day. He brings an incredible spirit and energy and sense of humor. He's oftentimes holding court with the players because of his love for NBA trivia. He comes out with random questions sometimes that the players are all, arguing over. And so AV's always right in the middle of everything. But he's also a really smart basketball coach and just a wonderful person to be around and to work with every single day.